morning and welcome to Love Every Moment, coming to you today from Madras, Oregon. Today's verse is Psalm 37:4, and it says, "Delight yourself in the Lord and He will give you the desires of your heart." And this is a real key verse for me because I misunderstood this verse for many years. I thought it said, hey, have fun in the Lord and you can have it all. You can have anything you want. A new car, a new boat. You can have it all. In fact, there are Christian organizations, or supposedly, that preach, yes, you can have health, you can have wealth. Just, you can have it all for you. And it sounds very appealing to the flesh. But I'm finding out after 40 years of being knocked around a little bit, that it's really saying almost the exact opposite. It's really saying, fall deeply in love with the Lord, and He will give you totally new desires that you haven't had before. And so as a comparison, I can maybe think about, let's say there's this woman who has fallen in love with this guy, and he is the absolute love of her life. He's the bee's knees. He's the cat's meow. He's just everything to her. She can't keep her mind off of him. Just thoughts of him rule her day. She just always is thinking about him. Well, as she falls deeply in love with him, she ends up getting new desires in this way. Let's say, for example, this guy says to her, hey, honey, why don't we go fishing? And let's say that she doesn't really like fishing, that she thinks it's gross. But she says, okay, she's willing to do it because she can be close to him. She can learn a little bit more about what makes him tick, learn his heart. And so she agrees to go. She doesn't maybe like it at first, but she agrees to go. And he teaches her about the hooks and the worms and casting and everything else. And they keep going more and more times. Well, as they keep going, she starts liking it more and more. Maybe not so much because of the fishing, but it draws her closer to him. And that's the reason she really likes it. She has acquired a brand new desire because it draws her closer to him. And also, she's given up other desires that she used to have. Let's say, for example, the same lady used to collect vintage books, old Shakespeare books and first editions of Hemingway's and such like that. And she's got an entire room filled with all these books, which is, there's nothing wrong with that. But let's say this fellow says to her, look, honey, we're going to be full-time RVing and we can't take that much weight on the rig. You can maybe have 10 of your favorite books, but we can't have all these books. That's going to weigh us down too much. She is totally willing to give that up for him because together in this RV lifestyle, she could be really close to him. And that is more important to her than her books. So again, she's acquired totally new desires as she's perhaps lost other ones that she's had. That's what happens to us as Christians when we come to Him with absolute crazy falling in love. We get totally new desires to read His Word because it is His love letter to us, desires to be in touch with Him at all times. We can really be praying 24 hours a day, not in a formal sense, but just be thinking about Him the way a person in love thinks about that perfect guy or girl. You just can't get your mind off of that person. That's what it's like to fall in love with Jesus. When we love Him more than anyone else or anything else, that's where we're at our best. That's exactly where He wants us to be. He will give us totally new desires to do His will, not ours, not to spend it on ourselves, on our fleshly wants, but to do His will. And then we start obeying Him, not out of our own efforts, but out of pure love for Him. In fact, it's really all His doing. And it's like there's no effort at all for us. The fruits of the Spirit start growing just out of the love we have for Him. And that's the best part of all. And that's why I say if we love every moment, we're going to love every moment. I'm your average wretch, and hope you have a great week.